Okay, we'll get started here with our first drill for our class. I've got 2 golf balls down here as to give me a visual for my line. So it's the first thing you're going to want to do, whether it's 2 golf balls, 2 bottle caps, 2 whatever you need, just to give you a nice visual. And we're going to start by just taking 10 swings just to get the feeling of a nice low point, a nice brush on that line. Ideally, even just slightly on the target side of that line is great. And with these drills here today, we're going to do a lot more smaller swings. So if you are in a confined space, you can't get out into a backyard, you're not able to take full swings, then this drill here is absolutely perfect. Just going back and forth, using your ears to listen for a nice brush of the mat. And I'm also feeling with my hands that this club's not descending too sharply and really bouncing into the mat. It's just a nice arcing up, back down, and back up with a nice little brush. We're going to pay attention to a couple things here technique-wise. As I'm doing these first 10 swings, when I come through to my follow-through, just hold it there for a second. You're going to check for a nice flat lead wrist and slightly bent back here with your trail wrist. So we don't want to see any flipping as this club goes past. You want to continue to turn and have the handle, if you're just watching the handle of the club, it's going up, it's going down, and then back up. So this will be an exaggeration, but we don't want to see the handle going down and our wrist really flipping. So a nice flat lead wrist and a little cupped back with the trail wrist. For my lower body, I'm feeling the weight starting to come off my back foot as my lead leg is starting to straighten. So again, we're not trying to dip into this. We want to stay fairly stable, but certainly my legs are moving, my lead leg is straightening, and the weight's coming off my back foot. So I know that was even more than 10 swings, but do a number of those, just getting that feel for the low point. And then what I have on the board here is the progression would be, if you're able to get to the point where you can hit a golf ball, if you have a spot indoors where you can do it, that's great. I'll quickly grab a couple things here that I can use. So there's the ball, which is fine. If you're not able to use a ball, we did this the other day. I kind of liked it. Just a wadded up or a balled up piece of paper. At least still gives you something to look at and something to strike. Again, don't rush through these. Couple little practice brushes before each shot, and then a nice little brush with the piece of paper. Do 10 of those. The next one you're going to progress to is, I just saw this online on Instagram. It's pretty neat. It's a cork from a wine bottle. Given the times, maybe you've got a lot of those laying around at the house currently, but having that cork on the ground gives you something to strike. It gives a nice sound, kind of a nice weight to it. And the other thing is, I've been playing with it, if I don't have the club face nice and square, it also really shoots off to the sides left or right. So it's going to give you some feedback there as well. Do I have my club face square through impact? So a couple nice easy brushes. Again, 2 or 3 practice swings in between. Step up here to the cork. Get that nice little brush of the mat. 10 swings at that. Then we're going to go a little smaller here to a bottle cap. Same deal. Couple little practice brushes. I'm listening for that sound. Trying to feel the club head. Mechanics, flat lead wrist. A little bent back with the right. Step up here to the bottle cap. Nice brush of the cap. Do 10 of those. And then the hardest one, it's pretty thin here, is our bread clip. So I'm going to put my bread clip on the line. Couple nice little practice swings. Lead leg straightens, weight comes off the back foot. And then we'll step up in a nice little brush of our bread clip. Let's do that one again. Back here, a couple little practice swings. Get a little more focus on that one. So a nice little brush of the bread clip. As you're going through those sets, so I put down, do 10 swings with each progression. If you get stuck, like if the bread clip you're having a really hard time with, then go back to the bottle cap. If the bottle cap's still a little bit too small, let's use the cork from the wine bottle, or then even just sticking for 5 sets with the balled up piece of paper, that's absolutely fine as well. So always get your reps in. This is pretty much the most important drill you're going to want to do. Take your time, couple practice swings between each shot, and 5 sets is plenty of time. If you can spend a little bit more, then that's also great.